Now that's two of the required aspects of my background in order to take care of brain cancer. One is the medical training or the neurosurgical training, and the second is the scientific training. But the part that I didn't anticipate, and yet is so important, is the advocacy. If you take a look at the number of patients with brain cancer in the country today, there are 20,000 new diagnoses a year. That's about the same as the number of people who have a number of other cancers which you know quite well. For instance, ovarian cancer, multiple myeloma. These are diseases which everyone knows, and they have a lot of attention paid to them because there's advocacy. We've talked a little bit about the fact there's been a lack of advocacy for brain cancer patients. And I think it's up to each of us to take that as a personal mission. Patients with this disease, by and large, do not have the capability of advocating for themselves. They're struggling with the disease, they're struggling with the treatments. If they do get remission, the remission is measured in months. It's not enough time to organize into the sorts of activities you need for a strong advocacy. That leaves it up to us. Patients come, they put their trust in me. They put their trust in me to look out for their health and their well-being and their survival. But they put their trust in me knowing that I'm part of something bigger, part of an institution. So they put their trust in Providence Everett. They put their trust in the Regional Cancer Partnership. They put their trust in the Pacific Northwest Brain Tumor Alliance. They put their trust in the community because they know that if the community that supports these institutions could understand what they're facing in their disease, that they would certainly do something to help them. Now it's that trust, it's the trust in me, it's the trust in our institutions, the trust in the alliance, and the trust in the community that brings these patients hope. They're not advocating for themselves because they can't. They're struggling with the disease, they're struggling with all the ramifications of the disease. They're trying to stay alive. They are trusting in us to advocate for them. And it is for that reason that advocacy has become such an important part of my life, because I understand that the patients can't and shouldn't advocate for themselves with what they're facing. And yet it's so important for us to do that for them. So I'm just one person. I do everything I can every day to advocate for these patients. But the most important thing to do is to get the word out and magnify our efforts as individuals so that it becomes a community effort. Now that can be done in a variety of ways. Certainly you can raise awareness, as we're doing through the Seattle Brain Cancer Walk. You can raise awareness by having a brain cancer center, such as the one that we're putting in place at the Providence Regional Cancer Partnership. But you can also advocate by simply caring, by noticing, by recalling someone that you may know that has had brain cancer, or someone who's currently suffering of brain cancer, and drawing them to our attention, letting them know about what we're trying to do here in the community, because it's through that kind of word of mouth that patients find help. And it's through finding help that they find hope.